Hi, Shawn here, back from China. In fact, here I am in my daughter's room. It has some Chinese art in the background, and I've got on a dress and this jade thing from China. It's kind of actually sort of a sleep dress, but look, it has cherry blossoms and things like that on it. And I've found that people have enjoyed these early morning teaching videos, and I want to talk really about the resistance that I experienced when I got back to really getting back into Facebook and to the interaction with people that would take me away from the writing I was doing while I was in China. It was very exciting. I really had time because we were in one place, and I was partly there to just be in the culture with my daughter while she took a language class and while I finally really got into writing this book, that I looked very much at new ways to talk about all of this, to frame it, to show how it differentiates from what others are saying or doing that are creating such big results in our community. And I loved it. I just loved it. And it really is a paradigm shifting kind of work that I'm excited about. But I've just completely shifted back this morning into really wanting to be here with all of you. Something took place, and that's partly because I paid attention to the resistance. And that's what this new happiness hack is about. The Becoming Teachableness Triad is being with the part of you that does not want to do the work or your 12-step work or drop into prayer or meditation, that is resisting the very help that you know is there for you. You've probably, if you've been in this work very long, got some experience that it really is efficient. It really is going to shift you. You really can volitionally take yourself out of a painful situation where you've been stuck or clueless for a long time when you drop in and question the thinking that's behind it and become the one that's checking it out. You know, I realize I'm looking at the wrong spot here with the camera, so please forgive me if my eye contact seems to be off, but I'm hesitant to shift it at this point. I'll try, okay, looking at this other spot on the camera. But anyway, I just want to say that this new happiness hack is in some ways like the others in that it's not a bunch of stuff that you need to go in and get out the hack and look at it and do it. It's a common sense shift, a shortcut of sorts to feeling better fast, to taking life as it comes to. And this one is about attending to the part of you that doesn't want to go in and question your situation, that says, wait a minute, I've worked enough on myself. It's their stuff. They're the ones that need to change. Or this situation is what's causing my problem. It's not my thinking. It's my body. It's my situation. It's my boss. It's my husband. It's my wife. Whatever it is that appears to be creating a resistance to you going in and really taking up the privilege of helping yourself. This happiness hack, the Teachableness Triad, gives you some simple questions to help you get to the point where you actually can't wait to get in there and put the ball back in your court, where you realize this is about your happiness. That being right never did solve anything when it comes to proving that to others or waiting until they see your way or change or meet your conditions. It didn't necessarily bring you peace or happiness or freedom. It really is when you bring it back to the lessons that your painful situation holds for you that you get all the goodies and all the gifts. And yet, sometimes before we can even start, before we can shift into being willing, we need to attend to the part of us that simply is not willing, to care about that part, to really hear what's going on, what's it afraid of. It may be afraid of what you're going to find. It may resent or have a story that it's not your turn to be the one to do this work or to shift. And so these are just some simple questions that I've given you, and the theory behind it, why it works, is that as we become the curious, compassionate caretaker, the CCC, of our own most tender, most innocent, most little selves, when we turn our attention to that and say, wait a minute, no, I'm not going to force you to go in and do this work. You don't need to try to do affirmations or turn it over to prayer or meditate over this. I care about what says you don't want to do that. And just the act of caring about that is often what that part of you is looking for you to take the focus on of needing the other to change off of your horrible situation and put the focus on your heart. I call it heart minding, on using your mind, the logic that you already have, to wake yourself up to the fact that the thinking was faulty to start with, and that the thinking is the only thing that's really causing the pain. But you can't shift into doing that when it's got its really good reasons. They are tenacious. It thinks it's saving you. It believes there's a problem here, and that there's a reason why you're sitting in your pain and why you're resisting taking a look, harvesting those thoughts, finding out how the consequences of believing those thoughts is really